What are we recording today?
Loveless.
Oh God, I already forgot everything, and I still haven't updated the vlog, and I need to film my wrap up. And Lord have mercy.
It's okay, I have pages of notes in which you get to guess how many pages of notes I have.
3.
That is actually accurate.
Hey, no ma'am.
Is it a Kiki?
Yes.
It is actually 3 pages, just short of 3 pages exact. Wait, I want to tell you how much I wrote for each part. For part 1, I wrote exactly a whole entire page. For part 2, I wrote 3/4 of a page. Part 3, I wrote a little bit over half a page. Part 4, wrote a little bit under half a page. Part 5, wrote a sentence.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Did the version you read have the Pip and Rooney story at the end?
I don't think so, no.
Oh my God, you have to read it.
I don't think I'm going to, but okay.
Wow.
Listen,
You didn't
when I
like
tell
Pip and Rooney like that? You didn't like the enemies to lovers and lesbians that weren't actually enemies?
listen, when I tell you what I rated this book, you're gonna kill me.
Yeah, I
And
don't remember what you rated it.
I went to check and I went, oh no, the fish is gonna kill me.
Your day at a glance. Holding on to anything too tight hurts your knuckles. Thanks to no. Co-star.
Here, I'll check mine. Haven't opened up my CoStar app in like weeks. I rarely open it.
I've been opening it every day. I'm normal.
Mine is infinite patience is not a virtue.
Interesting.
Mine says to do endorphins, fizzy drinks, and vanity, so I'm gonna have a soda after this. And it says
I'm
don't do
having a
Thrones.
fizzy drink too.
I love that. And it says don't do Thrones, so I guess I won't watch the rest of season 1 of House of Dragons.
Good. Let me go look at mine, but then I can't hear you, so give me a second.
What kind of burnt peaches are you having?
I don't know. I saw that, I was like, oh.
You gotta have higher standards today. I'm sorry. And you can't put up your hair.
It's
And you
up.
can't drive a pickup truck. Or you can drive a pickup truck.
I can't drive because I'm gay.
Accurate. Same.
The next time my mom's like, we need to teach you how to drive, and I'm gonna say I can't drive, I'm gay.
Listen,
But
at
I
least
also
I have
can't
a
do
doctor's
math.
note.
I
I can
have
do
to
math.
pick and choose my struggle here, my gay struggle.
I'll do the math, you do the driving.
I don't want to do the driving. Let me do the math. I don't want to do the math either.
I love that for you. I guess you just gotta be extra gay.
I am.
I know. Every once in a while, I remember that Katie Roberts' chosen pronouns are she/they, and so whenever I see someone call Katie Robert by the they pronouns, I'm like, wait a second, what?
You
It takes
know,
me a second every time.
Katie Robert is so real.
I love Katie Robert.
I know you do.
Katie Robert just reread Desperate Measures. The first ever Katie Robert I've talked to you about, right?
Yes.
And was just like, wow, this book hits. I forget. Because, I'm pretty sure it was one of the first ones that she self-published.
Excuse me.
I can't remember if it's not one of the first ones she self-published or one of the first ones that was traditionally published after going into self-publishing for a few years. It's one of the two.
I don't know why I just decided to drink this, besides the fact that I haven't had any caffeine yet today. Because it's sparkling water. It makes me burpy because I don't drink anything fizzy.
Same. That's why I didn't grab a soda before I came up, because I was like, I contemplated it, but I'm like, no, carbonation always makes me burp a bunch, so.
It's so good, though.
I believe you. Okay, you ready to talk about this book?
I suppose it is.
It
has biotin in it? Interesting.
I guess that's good for your hair and nails.
Yeah, I need that.
I was gonna give a different fun fact, but I'm gonna give this fun fact instead. Hello, welcome to the Fish and Flower podcast. I'm Flower, aka Rose, and my fun fact is that I'm getting green nail polish for Christmas.
That's not fair. That's not fair to me.
Literally, there was no green nail polish in this house. Technically, there is one bottle that's my mom's, but it's like a yellow green.
How
And
would you
both my
know?
one, it says it on the bottle, and two, my sister told me. And three, when I brought it up to my mom went yes. So I'm gonna
Fine.
go with yes. Um, but
I have
my
like 3 of them, and then I was gonna use one the other day, and I realized that's the one that busted in my bag a while back, and I got so sad.
oh, um yeah, no, so my sister and I were like, we both want like an emerald or forest green type thing. And so she was already going shopping, and I had told her already that I wanted earrings, like basic earrings. That's another fun fact. I'm getting back to wearing earrings. Let me tell
Me
you, I'm not wearing
too.
I'm not wearing this basic studs my sister let me borrow right now because I when I took off my pajama shirt I go ham because I'm used to being able to just rip the shirt off, but it caught on the back of the earring and ripped my ear a little bit, so I'm not wearing them right now.
I'm wearing dangly purple flowers today.
Oh, that's so me coded. I love that. Um, I should have put on the snakes.
I like
Uh,
them, but they're gold, so it's like,
I can't wear gold earrings. I'm allergic.
I don't think they're actually gold. I think they're just
Either way, if
colored.
it's like the gold plating, whatever of just silver earrings, I'm allergic to that as well. Learned that when I was a child. With earrings and whatnot.
I've
But
become
basic.
less sensitive, but if I wear like cheap earrings for too long, they do make my ears hurt.
Mm, I just have my left ear piercing is very wonky. Like they did it. It's not even at all. Like when I go to put an earring in, I'm spending like 5 minutes trying to push, trying to find where the back side of my piercing is.
I got mine done at Claire's, and I think they actually did a pretty good job for the
I don't
what
know where my
you
mom
know.
got mine. I was
Yeah,
a
my
toddler,
father
so who
took
knows?
me. I was in second grade, and my father took me because my mother was like, "No, I'm not gonna." Like, she'll take me to get a tattoo, but she won't take me to get a piercing. Like, be so serious.
that's that's like my mother letting me get a belly button piercing when I was 16, but wouldn't let my sister get a cartilage piercing in her ears. And so my sister had to go and get it done herself. And then right afterwards, my mom was like, "Oh, that's nice," and got it done herself.
I've been thinking about piercing my belly button, but I want to get my second holes
I
pierced.
The one thing about belly button piercings, one, the caps to them fall off all the time, and so you will always lose them and always lose the ring. So like in the showers all the time. Literally every time I go to Bessie's place, I lose one. So I bring like a pack of 5 of them. Like you can get like a good size 100 pack of them for like $10 on Amazon. And that's what I had to do. And then also high waisted pants always catch on them and pull weird.
Yeah. I always forget that you have your belly button pierced. Like, I know it, but I always forget about it. And then you mentioned it, I'm like,
Sometimes, yeah, in clips you can see it a little bit because I'll wear a higher like a crop top or something, and you can see it a little bit. And every time you're just like, "Hello."
respectfully, you don't have that vibe.
I really don't. I tried to have that vibe
I think it's a
in
little
high
funny.
school,
It's just a little hee hee.
but you do your intro.
Oh, yeah. Um, my name is Fish, aka Stingray, and my fun fact is a little bit boring today, but it was very exciting for me and the person I am. My mother brought me a burrito. It's chicken, potato, and cheese. I also got some of my favorite hot sauce. It's a local place. It's green sauce for anyone who cares. It's so good, and I love it. And it was scrumptious, and I still have some left over, and I will be eating that for dinner.
I love that for you. I have a new fun fact, which is I right before we started to record, I ripped out a hangnail on one of my fingers on my right hand, and now my finger's bleeding.
Girl, my nails are looking fugly.
My right hand's fugly. My left hand, great. It's painted rose
I've
gold right now. It's a good time.
been chomping on them a little bit, so they're a little uneven, and my nail polish is all chipped off. I've been neglecting my nails, which I don't normally do.
I neglect my right hand because no matter what I do, it's gonna be fugly anyways. Because that's my dominant hand. My left hand, I can't do shit with it anyway, so I just like let my nails be nice on my left hand.
Hold on.
It's a good time.
Excuse me. You're gonna have to
Um,
cut out so many burps. I'm sorry.
it's okay.
I
At
love you.
least it's not until February. It's fine.
You're
Um,
right.
This is very much a stream of conscious podcast, very similar to how we talk to each other on a daily basis. On today's episode, we have Loveless. We are recording this in December of 2023. This goes up. This is the second episode of February, I believe.
Bestie,
And we're doing double episodes.
I'm doing an Alice Opens vlog. I read this book in December, and I'm planning for this vlog to go up in June, and I started this vlog in like February. So
I know.
I think our timeline is a little bit more reasonable than my timeline.
Literally, I read this book. I reread this book in June for this, because this was originally supposed to be the Nick and Charlie episode.
This is so funny.
June, but like if we had planned ahead, yeah, it would have been fine. But we're us, and so we didn't plan until like literally 5 days before June started. Okay, I guess I'm gonna start with the content warnings, and then I'll tell you what I originally rated it, when I rated it the second time, and then I will read to you my reasoning that I posted on Goodreads. Okay. Content warnings are acephobia, aerophobia, alcohol, toxic relationships, sexual content, and homophobia. There is like a bunch of like side characters being like, asexuality isn't a thing, shut the fuck up. It's not real sexuality, and then this other arrow ace person is just like, who's in charge of the queer club.
I love
at
him.
school.
Sidio. I love Sidio.
It's just like, I'm one of those fake identities, shut the fuck up. Yeah. Okay, so I originally rated this 4 stars when I read it in 2022.
I love checking my email. Sorry, but it's true.
I do too. I rated it 4 stars. When I read it in June again, I lowered it to a 3.5.
Oh Lord.
And my reasoning is because, and I'm quoting myself right now, Rooney in the first half reminded me of someone IRL, and I didn't need that without a therapist on standby, but I still appreciate what this book is and recommend it.
That's valid for you.
Yes. I don't know if you can tell from me just saying that who I'm talking about, but...
Who else would you be talking about?
No, it's someone else.
Oh.
Someone from high school. I've told you some stories about her. I'm gonna cut it out anyways. She's the one that my boyfriend in high school cheated on me with, and a lot of the way that Rooney treats Georgia in the first half is like, it's very clear that it's not normal Rooney behavior. This isn't what their friendship normally is like. So that's why I let it pass. It just gave me war flashbacks, because that's how she would treat me every day to make my self-esteem lower, so that she could control me. And so for reasons like that is why I was like, I can't enjoy this anymore. It's like,
yeah,
it just reminds me of too much of her, and I'm just like, nope.
Valid. I give it 5 stars because this is very character based, and I love me character books. And
True.
yeah, people messed up, but it's okay, because they tried their hardest to make it work out, and they character growth. Character growth. Also,
character growth.
What's the word? What am I looking for? Brain, please work.
No.
I really do love Georgia, and she's everybody is very relatable.
I would like to say, fuck Tommy. That's like the one scene I always remember from this book, is by the fire pit in the beginning.
Oh my god, yeah. Also, her jacket, her poor denim jacket.
I know, right? That sounds like such a nice jacket. I want a friend my favorite jacket once. I don't know where that jacket is to this day. And I'm still so sad.
Listen, I also have an emotional support denim jacket, and if something happened to my damn jacket, I would...
I had 2 nice jackets. One of them was black, and it had lace sleeves, and I let a friend borrow it, and I never saw it again. And the other one I had for like 2 days, because it was like at my grandparents' in the attic or something, and it was a suede jacket, but like it was old and rotted, and so my mom went to pick it up, and it just teared. And I cry every day. But yeah, that poor jacket. Anyways, you ready to read off my notes? It's gonna be very much me reading off my notes, and then you chiming in whenever you have anything else to say about it.
You know, I don't think I'm demisexual, but I do think I don't think I could just hook up with somebody only because I don't feel like I could be like sexually attracted to somebody that quickly. Does that make sense? Anyway,
Yes.
that's the
Yes.
experience.
I get it. So the book starts, I think it's after prom, right?
Yes.
Yes. It's a party after prom. And one of the first things we learn about Georgia is that she's never been kissed.
Can't relate, but I get it.
Or really had a crush. I cannot relate to that. I was a
I
bitch who had
also
crushes
cannot.
24/7.
Listen, I had so many fake crushes that were still uh overshadowed by the actual crushes. And I was like, there's no way I'm gay.
Kid Connor.
I miss him.
Me too.
I
Hey,
haven't
listen, we
rewatched
can
Heartstopper
talk
in a
about Kid
while.
Connor this episode. This isn't Alice Oseman. It connects. It's fine.
I love him, my beloved.
Me too.
I
Can
I
you
was
send me a
talking.
photo of him?
No, Kiki.
Aww.
I was talking to Jerica the other day, and she sent me a photo of him, and I was like, my beloved, and then I said goodbye afterwards. So it was like I was saying, oh my god, it was like he died. Did I send you that screenshot?
I think so, yeah.
That was so funny. And he was
I don't
like
know.
in a blue suit too.
Oh my god. Sometimes his fashion. The time he wore that black robe that was just open at the top, and then the pink floaty.
I get it. I get it. I so get it. No, he's so real. Like I understand it
That's
was
just
for a photo shoot, but I get it.
that's the two of us combined into a photo shoot. You're the robe. I'm the pink floaty.
I'm also the shoes and you're the pants.
Yes. Um. Anyways, how did we get here? Every time. Um.
It's the Kit Connor curse.
Truly. Once at school, a bunch of girls at school asked everyone who they thought was the hottest boy at school, and she just pointed out Tommy because she understood he's objectively attractive. You know, stereotypical white man attractiveness.
LOL, that reminds me of middle school that I had a crush. It was not actually a crush. I just picked him because, what what's the word? Why can't my brain work? You know what I'm trying to say. Um, compet. You know, his name was Jaden. Also, if my friend Jaden happens to listen to this one episode after we specifically, I asked you to put the podcast on Apple specifically for him. I don't think he's listened to it at all. It's not you.
um. So yeah, she pointed out Tommy. And so everyone just assumes she's had a crush on him since the 7th year. By the way, this Alice Houseman British, so it's all British school.
Sometimes I forget. Does that mean
Years and whatnot, and it took me a bit to get used to because sometimes I forget.
like I don't know
That
why,
their
but
school system is
Alice
different.
doesn't seem that British.
I know, right? So
Not offensively. I did not mean that offensively. Is that offensive?
I don't think so.
It could to somebody British.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard her really say. Like, I've never really seen any videos of her. I've seen like photos of her,
I've
and
watched a few where she's speaking, but I feel like it just goes over my head.
same. So
Gross.
at the party, she's seeing everyone kissing, and she's a little jealous. Um, she loves the idea of love and matching her future wedding and reading fanfic, but also understands it'll happen someday for her. It's just not her time. She has two best friends, Pip and Jason.
Honestly, I
Keep
love them.
keep trying to get her to kiss Tommy. Um, Pip literally almost forcing her to, and Jason almost seems upset about it. Clearly, he has a thing for her.
It's so obvious.
Yeah. She describes her friendship with Jason as the type of friend she can just sit in silence with, which like mood.
Oh, I feel like I should mention this is my first full length Alice Oseman that I've read. Like I've read the novellas, but this is my first full length one.
I love that for you. I think this is after Heartstopper. The first time this is the first Alice Oseman I read because I read it for June last year.
I can't believe Volume 5 is coming out this month. I feel sick.
So Jason, so Pip forces them all to join a Truth or Dare, but George is asked what's her most embarrassing sexual experience. And of course she hasn't had any because she's never been kissed or any of that stuff.
LOL, it's okay.
Jason tries to protect her, but Georgia states the truth, and everyone starts making fun of her.
Is that really a thing? I was gonna say, is that really a thing? But that actually happened to me one time. Not in a group, but someone who was supposed to be my friend.
Valid. So
I'm fine. They didn't traumatize me.
She obviously starts to panic. Valid, yes. So Jason pulls her aside, but she hides in the bathroom and cries. She considers this she considers this a wake up call and decides she needs to like kiss Tommy immediately. She needs to start this journey now. All this stuff. And then she literally is walking in the hallway and sees people fingering.
Yeah.
And
I mean, at least they're in a room. The door may not be closed, but at least they were in a room, right?
Oh yeah, she's like go to get her jacket or something, and she sees them fingering in the room. And she finds that sexy in theory, but thinking about it grosses her out.
I feel like it's a little weird to. I get it, but like close the damn door, at least.
Honestly, Tommy comes up and talks to her.
This is
and
such a weird conversation.
I know, right? She's all like, "Hey, if you were planning to get your jacket, I would because there's people fingering her." And he's like, "Ah, okay." So she lends
I just
him
imagine him
her
standing
jacket.
there for a second, blinking at her, and be like, "Okay."
There's like a lot about how much she loves this jacket, how much work she's put into perfecting this jacket, all this stuff, and she lets him borrow it. And she's like very surprised he is willing to wear like a more feminine jacket and all
I'm
this
just
stuff.
surprised it fits him because he seems like I don't know if it was said if he was a jock.
Same.
He just has those vibes.
So,
but then again, my jacket is overly large for me now. It was large when I got it, but it's extra large on me now. So it could fit a range of people. So I get it.
She starts freaking out at the possibility of him like flirting with her and possibly kissing her and all this stuff, and she tells herself it's normal. And so, then they sit at the bonfire together. We've already hinted at what's gonna happen here.
I don't like fires.
He tells her, he.
Oh my god, I had a cursed thought. It just keeps coming back to the Wicker King. You know.
Oh no.
Another thing me, Jack, and August have in common is the fact we're traumatized by fire.
Anyways, so they're sitting at the bonfire together. And he says, "Quiet girls are nice."
Be so serious.
Yep. She, in her defense, she quickly questions if it's creepy. She's like, "Is that supposed to be nice? Because like that seems a little weird." And I'm just like, "Girl, get out! It's a red flag." There's like a lot, like many pages of her internal monologue freaking out about the possibility of him.
I feel like the shy girl, quiet girl thing could go two ways, because it could either be like really weird or go down like the road that it's easy to just be quiet with someone and you don't have to like do all this stuff. But it's usually not.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
You know, I once had a guy tell me he likes quiet girls who just like to read. And then he cheated on me with a bunch of party girls. So.
Boo, tomato, tomato, tomato.
You know, there's like some internal questioning of what he likes the idea of a quiet reading girl because she'll stay at home while he's out doing the party girls or something and won't ask questions, but you know, it's fine. So she has like a lot of pages of internal freak out monologue going on.
Me too.
I did write a note that the short snappy chapters led to the feeling of her anxiety. You know what it reminds me of now after that I've read it? I just remember the Star Wars reference I get to make for this episode.
Oh my fucking god.
Anyways, it reminds me of the end of I think it's Baby Blue. You know, by Santa. You know how it's like very fast,
Yes, I love
and
it. I haven't
all
listened to
those
that song in a
very quick
while.
lines back to back.
I want to
Very much
listen to
reminds me.
Tantrums. I was like, I haven't listened to it in a while. The fact that I didn't get the order of Tantrums vinyl makes me want to bash my head against the wall. I'm about to crush this can, even though I haven't finished my drink. Why don't you buy me one? That's so mean and rude.
Oh sure,
You
let me use my
haven't read Evelyn
$5.
Hugo for me.
I'm
Well,
gonna
tell
do
your
that.
damn sister to buy it for me, cause oh my lord, I I don't have Evelyn Hugo. You didn't buy
I'm
me an
working on it.
Xana vinyl.
You don't even have 172 hours on the moon. Like,
I know.
I'm trying to figure out what color pen I want to use to write my initials in this inside cover
Green
next
because
to
there's
besties.
green.
No, because you're gonna be green.
That means you have to be blue. What color are hers?
Black.
You do blue, I do green.
Okay. I was gonna do pink because like my favorite color is pink, but then I was like, nah, I'll do purple or blue or something. Because
Well,
I
if
was
you
gonna
want to
leave
do
green
pink,
for
you can
you.
do pink. I don't know if I have a green pen. Damn.
Do you need me to send you a green pen?
Yes. I had one, but
I have some. Don't worry, I'm
it
me.
died.
I have.
It died. It did.
um. So, very quickly, Tommy's attempts to flirt, irritate her, and when she, when he goes in for the kiss, all she feels is disgust.
My
He puts
question is,
her
what is he doing here? How did this
literally
happen?
the way that is, she's like thinking like, oh my god, he's gonna notice my disgust, he's gonna stop, but he continues to go in and puts his hand on her thigh,
Ugh.
which she's just like, nope, and respond like it's just an automatic
I
response to
mean,
push him.
wasn't he playing the game with her? I feel like
Yes,
if you know someone's never been kissed before, you don't put your hand on their thigh.
I know, right? And
Maybe
so
don't touch them. Maybe just touch their neck. Maybe I don't know.
maybe you ask first.
Yeah. How about we just be Nick and Charlie in this situation?
True. So she automatic response pushes him away. Valid. It happens though that he falls into the fire pit, which burns her jacket.
My question is, why did he make this decision? Why did he seek her out? Why?
Yeah.
I have so many
Um,
questions.
I have a note on this, which is basically it feels like he was finding pleasure in her innocence. And the idea that he gets to be the first one to kiss her and all this other stuff. Um, and so
Which ties back
he
into the quiet girl thing, which is
yeah, yeah. And so my note on that is he deserves to be burned.
But the poor jacket.
I know, right? Yeah, his arm catches on fire. So Pip
It's
like
kind of
jumps
funny.
out. Pip jumps out and puts the fire out, and I wrote, was she spying on them?
Yes.
Um,
Well, it said that she could see them like through like a window or some shit. What the fuck is a conservatory? Because why does everybody have them? And
are you talking about the celebrity conservatory type thing?
no, they all have them in their houses, and I don't know if it's a British thing.
Oh, I have to look it up to make sure, but I'm pretty sure I know what it is. I'm gonna look it up to be sure, though. I'm not gonna give you false information.
Like I understand it in theory, but like what the fuck?
A sunroom. That's what I thought.
Why do
It's
they
a
call it a
sunroom.
conservatory? Oh, okay.
I don't know.
British people, conservatory, pavement. What else do they fucking say?
Literally, this website says the difference between sunrooms and conservatories is conservatories are designed for horticulture and sunrooms are for recreation.
Or for what?
Horticulture.
Party culture?
Horticulture, which is the art of or science of cultivating gardens.
Oh.
So it's basically a sunroom, but the purpose of it is for gardening purposes.
It's giving
Not
more
recreation.
greenhouse vibes then.
Yes, it's like a greenhouse that you can hang out in if you want.
That sounds nice.
I get it. Yeah.
Well, I feel
that we
like
go
they
on weird
sound
tangents.
more fancy than sunrooms because sunrooms in the US are kind of usually ugly and weird.
So Georgia is instantly angry because she let him borrow her favorite jacket and now it's ruined.
I know. So valid, bestie.
And then she realizes the Tommy crush was fake and something she said to fit in. She drives Pip home, who she low-key forced her into the situation when she tries to explain. Uh, what is my note taking?
I don't know, but I feel like I could be really good friends with Georgia.
Okay, so after I think she drops Jason off first, and Jason's sad.
And we learned that Jason had two dads. Hell yeah.
Yes. So she's driving Pip home, and she brings up the idea that Pip kind of low key forced her into the situation, and tries to explain she never had a crush on Tommy. Pip just drunkenly yells she doesn't understand, and she had a crush on him for 7 years. So,
Respectfully, I hate how much drinking there is in this book because
same.
drinking is annoying. I got so intoxicated the first time in my life on Thanksgiving, and I did not enjoy it. I was almost drunk. Why do people do
Um,
that?
Oh, okay. So she drops Jason off second. So like literally the fighting happens where she's all like, "Hey, you kind of forced me in this awkward situation that I didn't want to be in. It was your idea, and I've never really had a crush on him." And she's like, "Well, I thought you had a crush on him for 7 years, so it's your fault." But like imagine drunk girl yelling that, and then
I would
Jason's
kill
just in the
myself.
back silent.
I would be Jason, but bashing my head against the wall.
Yes. So she drives Jason home afterwards. He tries to comfort her insecurities, and she believes she needs to try harder. She plans to reinvent herself for university to quote unquote catch up. Um, and the last slide of part one is, and I quote, "I don't want to be loveless."
The whole time I was thinking about this, excuse me, I was thinking about the song "Loveless" by Paris, only because I don't know, because like one of the like it's about a toxic relationship, but one of the main lines that keeps sticking out to me is, "If this is what love is, I guess I'm loveless."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you get it. You see the song.
Um,
I said that
so
to
part
Jericho the other
two,
day. I see the songs, and she's like, "When the fuck have you ever said that?" I'm like, "I say it all the time." And she's like, "I don't think you ever said that to me." I'm like, "I don't believe you." Don't I say I see the songs all the time? You see the songs all the time.
yes,
Where's Jericho been? Gosh.
I hear you say that phrase at least once a week.
It's so I love it. You see the
Okay.
songs. It's funny because like seesaw. It's funny.
So it cuts a few weeks, and part two starts with them starting at
I
uni.
I feel like I had mixed feelings about the first half because of me and my experience as a human being, and I think you know what I'm speaking about. So
Mm,
that's why I didn't want to
um,
pick it back up after I paused it after I read the first quarter. So
I
about
could tell
that first, yeah. But
by
I
you
finished
continuously
it.
pushing it off and being like, I need to read it, but then not. Um, so she drives. Or she arrives at uni, and then after her parents help her set up her room, she's one of the few people who have doubles. Apparently, it's a thing in England land where you rarely have roommates. Shut up. You rarely have roommates.
Listen, I
Normally
didn't
they're
think you would bring that
singles.
back.
You're welcome. Um, and whatnot. So she's one of the rare people who has a double, and also she's in a different house than Pip and Jason. Usually there's like things where houses do things together, and so it'll be harder for them to find time together. Like that is an accurate thing for at least the college I went to.
I don't
Um,
understand how like is it like just separate dorm buildings? Is that what it essentially is?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
It was
So
described
she,
a little weird.
yeah. She after her parents leave after helping her set up like her plant and whatnot or something like that. Um, she is instantly nervous and homesick. Been there, done that. Yeah. That's accurate. She believed even like my sophomore year, I had that issue, like
I've
going back
never
after
had that
Christmas break.
issue. I've never been to college.
She believes if she tries to make friends, then she'll find love. And then Rooney is her roommate. Uh, so they both have interest in Shakespeare and acting. That's shared. That's why they were paired together.
Don't forget about
Um,
Roderick.
oh yes, Roderick the what is it, Fern or something?
Yes, houseplant. Very important
She
character.
Georgia used to be big in acting, but now she has stage fright. Though she still loves taking part. Character motivations and plans to join a school drama group. Rooney tries to help Georgia hook up with someone while she feels overwhelmed. So like that's a whole thing. I think there's like a whole bunch of like bar hopping and like her like trying to get her to like join or online dating apps, and been there, done that. And then
Also,
literally the most successful online dating app is literally I just matched with a friend and we just sent Star Wars gifts back and forth the
well,
whole entire time. That's not even my Star Wars reference planned for this
listen,
episode.
my extensive in dating apps is I matched with somebody and then I spoke to them for like 6 months and then things occurred and it made me want to kill myself. So I was like, I'm not gonna talk to this person anymore. Even though they technically didn't do anything wrong. I'm just mentally ill.
I believe that. I love that for you. My main issue with dating apps is that I
You know,
am a
in
bi
like
woman,
May and
therefore
June,
yeah,
besides
most
my mother, etc. thing, May and June when I was just having breakdown after breakdown, I was because of that.
most of my dating app experiences was couples being like, "Hey, you're a bi woman, come be a throuple with us,"
I
and
feel
me
like
being like,
it's just
"No,
all people looking for a third and all people who smoke weed. There's no, that's it. That's all.
yeah." Um, so like there's that, and then there's also like this whole thing of like when they're out at bars, like trying to get her to go talk to people, random people, just like saying hi, not even trying to like flirt or anything. So she is questioning her sexuality. I think it's outside, and her RA Sunil, I think is how you
Sunil,
Sunil. Um,
my beloved, I love him.
he tries to get her to join Campus Pride. Um, so like he is the head of Campus Pride, I believe. He's a very stressed man.
Yeah,
Let me
the
tell
pride
you.
sock. Why can't they just say society? Because when they say sock, it sounds annoying.
I feel that. There's like this whole thing where she wants to go, but like
She doesn't feel
Pip,
valid
who
enough.
is actually lesbian, is so she doesn't want to go because she doesn't want to see Pip there, and then
I
Pip
feel like
question why
I'm
she's
kind of
there.
hip coded. Besides, on not like yeah, because we're both lesbians, but besides that, I feel like I'm pip coded. I'm Pip and Darcy coded. We get it.
Yes. Um. So yeah, and then Georgia tests out Tinder for 20 minutes and then deletes the app. Valid. Um.
Listen, Tinder is scary. I've never
It
had
is.
Tinder. It just seems scary.
The men on Tinder are so weird.
I wouldn't know.
I don't know if it's
I don't
because the
like
only
them.
places I've used Tinder are Vermont, or if it's just men in general are weird, or the men on Tinder are weird. But I don't know. Or maybe it's just the men I was
I think it's just
matching
Tinder
with.
and men.
Okay.
Also, every time I see Vermont mentioned in something now, I'm like, oh my god, it's
I occasionally
Roseland.
I occasionally get videos now on Instagram that are just like, these are the 5 best coffee shops in Vermont and things like that. And so I'll send them to Bestie. And she'll be like, yeah, I've been to this one and this one. They're not good. And sometimes there's one that's like within the general area I live in. I'm like, oh my god, it's me. I did see a
Are
really
you the
funny comedic one
problem?
about um yes. There's one that
Lots of people would probably agree, unfortunately, but I'm not one of them.
true. There's a really funny one about Burlington that I saw, uh, which is where I went to college. That's not a surprise because that's college town in Vermont. It's the closest thing to a city Vermont has because it's college town. And of course that's where I met Bestie because we were roommates.
Vermont
And we
is
were
so weird.
roommates.
It just sounds so weird.
It is very weird. Um, and so I
It's
sent her
pretty
that
though.
funny joke, and she laughed very hard. We laugh about Burlington things together because like Burlington's a weird place that had a shooting recently, so that's fun.
I know you're being sarcastic, but why was my first thought boo and then LOL?
um, so when Pip meets Rooney, she clearly has a thing for her, but assumes Rooney is straight, so counteracts her crush with fighting her constantly.
I love fake enemies to lovers.
I know, right? So Georgia, Pip, Rooney, and Jason go out clubbing together. Rooney tries to get Georgia to hang with / kiss a guy, but she doesn't want to, and Jason backs her up, which Rooney finds quote unquote interesting. Very clearly hinting on the fact that Jason has a thing for her. Also, it's very much a lot of like Rooney asking Georgia or telling Georgia to do these things to like get out there, and then Pip being like, "Stop telling her to do that. She's probably fine. She is." And then Pip having to be like, "I asked her to. Like, I want to make friends. I want to get out there, and she's helping me." So
Imagine being able to
Rooney,
make friends or
I know, right?
maintain relationships
I don't know how. How we have been friends so long? It's been over a
because we're
year.
mentally ill
True,
and we have the same attachment styles.
we do, and we have also the same abandonment issues. So when you
Hmm.
combine the attachment styles and abandonment issues, we're just hanging on to each other for dear life.
That's how I've been friends with Jericho for almost 4 years.
I love that for you. Did you know that when this episode comes out, it'll be around her 1 year anniversary of this podcast?
What the fuck?
Yeah, the announcement video for the podcast came out in February. I remember because it was in my February TBR.
That's crazy. I love how you're like, what if we made a podcast? And then we just
Remember
made a
when I
fucking
one day
podcast.
went, "Hey, that would be really funny if we did a podcast," and then I accidentally made one, and then I accidentally planned a half a year.
Listen, I was like, okay, let's do it.
So Rooney ends up getting really drunk and makes fun of Jason and his crush on Georgia, which pisses the both of them off and confuses Georgia. Rooney starts pressuring Georgia into dating Jason, so she starts contemplating it.
Not
Been
drag
there,
me
done that.
under. So, I'm
I've, I've
sorry.
I've been through that where I had a friendship and then we're both bi women, so like we must date, right? And so all our friends are like, "Well, if you're both bi, you should just date." And then we did, and then like it lasted like 2 weeks, and then we were like, "No,"
I'm sad that the
and
Talk
just
to
stay
Me
friends.
episode doesn't have any views.
I know, right?
Oh, it
Um,
hit 500 views on the Heartstopper season 2.
yeah.
There's 72 views on the Vampire one. I need to listen to that one day.
Um,
I'm sorry. Why does the nearly 5 hour Wicker King one have 11 views? I need to leave.
I don't know. I don't know. Uh, it's it's people telling you to do more episodes.
I will
Okay. Yeah.
in
Next month,
January.
Jason and Georgia decide to go on a date. Um,
Ugh.
and then Rooney forces everyone to join her Shakespeare play. So like the Shakespeare Club, part of the the drama department, was shut down because no one was doing it. So Rooney's like, "Well, I'll make my own," and they're like, "Okay, if you manage to get 5 people to sign up." I am not here for ASMR, please.
Why is ASMR happening?
I don't know. Your mic's doing weird things.
Oh, because I was moving around my bed.
I assume so. So like, in order to make the play actually happen and be able to do the thing, is they have to have like 5 people sign up to do it or something on top of her, and so she forces Jason, Pip, and Georgia to sign up. Maybe it's 4 people on top of her, but also there's my dogs downstairs. Uh, yeah, they need a fifth person. So there's also a thing where they're trying to decide what Shakespeare play to do, and so they decided to do a collection of different
I thought that was
scenes.
fun.
Yeah. So yeah. Pip kind of doesn't want to do the Shakespeare play. She has other plans and whatnot, right? And Rooney is high key rude about it. I don't remember exactly what she says, but um. So they need to find a fifth person, right? And the first hint, Rooney didn't really have any other friends despite how it looked. Because like she's like, ask all your friends to like join our club. And I was like, that's weird. And they're like, why don't you ask people? You have like all these friends. Like the way it looks is like she's always hanging out with people, always having sex with random guys, all this stuff. And she's all like, yeah, but like my only true friend is Georgia, right? Um,
Rooney makes me so sad. Everybody in this book makes me so sad. Like, everybody just needs a pat on the head and a hug.
Georgia leaves the second date with Jason early and runs into Sunil. I can't pronounce his name.
Sunil. It's not that
Sunil. Every time you're gonna have to remind me. Who's also the bride sock roses. We already talked about that.
Sunil, my beloved. I love him.
So like she's freaking out because of the date and whatnot, so he takes her along to the event where she runs into Pip, who doesn't like the idea of her dating Jason since Pip assumes she's a lesbian. Pip's just like, well, you didn't want to kiss Tommy and you push him into that fire literally when he tried to kiss you, and then you told me that you never had a crush on him and you were just doing it to like hide your true feelings, so I just assumed you're actually a lesbian. And so
I need everybody to be normal.
I know, right? Sunil describes what being arrow aces means, and it sparks something in George's brain, which scares her. And he agrees to join the Shakespeare group despite the fact that he has so much shit going on. So part 3, they're practicing, and Pip and Rooney have a heated moment. Georgia questions Rooney and Pip about sexual fantasies, where we learned Rooney may not be completely straight, and Georgia learns her lack of sexual thinking isn't normal. There's like a very long conversation they have in the middle of the night with no lights on, about masturbation, and I'm just like, hello. And we learn that
imagine
Georgia,
just speaking about masturbation. Like,
I know, right? Georgia like explains that the only time she masturbates is when she's reading fanfic of other people together and whatnot. So, good times. I think the one I remember her bringing up is Stucky, Steve and Bucky from the Avengers, which are valid.
Also, this book is so like 2014 Tumblr coded.
It's true.
I get it.
There's a lot of like Harry Potter references and Avengers references. And also Moulin Rouge is very important. I haven't brought it up, but like Jason really loves Scooby-Doo. And then
it's so funny.
Pip and Georgia really love Moulin Rouge.
I really love character quirks like that.
I would like you to I don't know if I wrote in my notes, but there's the one song in Moulin Rouge that they always bring up. And I forget is it like, here, let me look up my history on YouTube, because let me tell you, I listen to this song regularly. I've never even seen the movie. I should.
I haven't seen this movie. I don't even know what song this is. I don't know what's going on. Also, but if you think about it, it makes sense.
Your song, yeah.
When Alice wrote Heartstopper, it was like a long time ago, kind of started writing Heartstopper a long time ago, and they were using like Facebook Messenger, and Charlie canonically uses Tumblr, and like it makes sense. Like I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's your song from Moulin Rouge is kind of a very important song. It's like their favorite song, all the stuff. I, unironically, before reading this book the first time, listened to that song on a regular basis. It's a good fucking song. Okay?
I don't even know what that movie is.
It's a musical about, here, I've seen things about it, but I always forget. I should watch it.
Listen, I'm not a musical person. The only musicals that are slightly valid are High School Musical and like just movies like that and Hairspray.
High School Musical 2 is the best one.
You're so real for that. You're so right.
Listen, Bet on It is the greatest musical existence in the world. Moulin Rouge is a young Englishman in Paris of 1899 becomes infatuated with singer at the Moulin Rouge. However, she has been promised by...
What is the Moulin Rouge?
I assume it is some kind of
place,
musical play type thing. It's a cabaret. It's cabaret in Paris.
Okay.
So she's been promised by the manager to a duke in return for funding his next production.
I kind of love the podcast because you end up teaching me so many things.
As the young lovers meet in secret, her wedding day draws closer, but she hides a fatal secret from both him and the Duke. And I think I think the secret is a baby. Listen, I've listened to this song a billion times. I've never watched this movie. I am pretty sure the secret is a secret baby, and the song, your song, is about this baby.
Okay. But also, I feel like I black out half of what we talk about in the podcast, so.
Same, it makes editing really fun. But anyways, Moulin Rouge is very important. I will bring up my Star Wars reference in the future. Yeah. Rooney gets word Georgia will try stuff with Jason, and so Georgia kisses Jason and tells him the truth of not really liking him and using him to
Also,
figure out
no,
her.
how the kiss happened before is that he literally burnt his hand because someone ran into them when they were trying to leave the fucking kitchen, and he burnt his hand. I was like, oh my lord.
Yeah.
Jason seems like a nice dude. It ain't like that, and that's okay.
It's okay. Yeah, she basically admits that she was using him to figure out her own sexuality.
I understand being upset, but the amount of upset that everybody got over this was like a little.
I get the amount of upset he had because like Ballad is he's the one it happened to, but like everyone else is like really mad at her for doing this, and I'm just like,
One
hello,
has nothing to do with y'all.
Did like Pip never kiss a guy and then realize, oh, I'm lesbian? Like, plenty of gay people go through that. It's a sad fact, but like it's a thing that happens.
It's not. I don't feel like Georgia really did it on purpose. She was just doing what she thought was right.
Yeah. She gives her chance of a normal future, thinking that she can never get married or have children now. And the reason why Rudy sleeps around a lot is because of an abusive relationship in high school with another. Wait, was that with the one with the woman or no? The woman that she has a picture of on her wall that she is very weird about is because that guy she was in an abusive relationship with separated her and that friend, and she's kind of had a thing for that friend. And so like yeah. Georgia starts self-hating, trying to figure out her sexuality. There's a school ball. There's like also a bunch of things where like she visits home and everyone's all like, "Oh, do you have a boyfriend yet?" Blah 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 blah. And she has like one cousin or something.
I literally hate that so much because.
I know, right?
No, because even my mom to us, it's like you're gonna get married and have kids one day. You're gonna find a guy. I'm like, kill yourself.
If you find a guy,
do you see the giant ass lesbian flag
on
my
your
leg?
bed.
On my leg, on my wall.
Not it's on your leg.
Listen,
you know, it's literally like that.
Listen, I would risk it for Kit Connor. I can't lie.
True. And then there's like this one cousin or something who
listen. There's
also
a small
has...
list that
okay.
if I had the option, I would try it. Okay.
Valid. So there's like one cousin who also has never really had a serious relationship. Like she has a very strong work. Like she's very heavy-headed in like the work. She has a good career, all this stuff. Self-supportive, but still her parents are always like, "But where's the boyfriend? You're just gonna die alone." All this stuff. And it's very clear this cousin is ace as well. She just doesn't know it. Because it's like not really a known thing.
Can we talk about the? Why don't you try therapy again? Comment.
Yeah. In the middle of this family reunion. Yeah.
Like, what kind of therapy are we talking about this season?
I know, right? So there's like a school ball that's like 24 hours or something. So Pip and Rooney have a lot of sexual tension, and Georgia's jealous. And also her and Pip are still fighting about the Jason thing. She gets super drunk and decides to try to explain her sexuality to Rooney, who takes it the wrong way and kisses her to make sure, which is when Pip finds them. Of course.
I hated every moment of this section of this decidedly, I don't know what you want to call it.
Yeah. So Rooney's freaking out that she just caught her kissing Georgia, and so tries to explain, but accidentally outs
I
Georgia.
hate
What
this because
I know,
everyone's
right?
acting
And
like
that she
Georgia
was
is acting maliciously, but she's not.
yeah, outs Georgia for quote unquote experimenting on Jason. As Georgia just watches. And so Pip runs off, and Rooney runs after
Also, the
her.
fact that every time they fight, it was like, you never blah 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 blah. Like, sorry that some people don't handle things like that well, and when they're being yelled at and being fought at, not with, they
Yeah,
don't have a good time with that. Like, be so serious.
honestly. Um. So Georgia ends up running into Sunil and for the first time says that she's asexual and aromantic. There's also a thing where I think he's asexual and he has a
Yeah.
close friend who's aromantic. And so like she has these two examples and whatnot. Um, it's
Also,
a
his pronouns are he, they. I mean, I don't know if he, I don't remember if he identifies as non-binary or not. I think he does.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
So there's it's I wrote down that as a very nice emotional scene where he explains she doesn't have to do anything but just exist, just be. Um and then part 4, which is like the whole entire point of the book, which is like, hey, romantic pairings are cool and all, but like have you heard of friendship?
Valid.
Hence why we're doing this for Romance Month. So
Hey, I love
she
friends. I love having
True.
friends. I love you, my beloved friend. I love Jerica, my beloved friend.
So Georgia spends 2 hours drafting messages explaining everything to Pip and Jason, which like valid, I would do the same fucking thing. Have you met me? Um Rooney apologizes for not understanding and going about things the wrong way. So Georgia starts seriously Googling stuff about asexuality and aromanticism and whatnot. And starts the journey of accepting her sexuality. Good times. Jason and Pip quit the play. There's like also a thing where like they keep on trying to make Georgia do all these like romantic scenes in the play, and like it never works out well. She's not that good in them and whatnot,
And she's
so she
obviously
can't like
uncomfortable.
connect with those feelings. Valid. So they give her this one monologue scene instead, and it's great, 10 out of 10. Right. So she goes home for Christmas and learns oh, this is where she learns her cousin is asexual. Um and learns from her feelings and normal and friendships are as important as
Okay, but
relationships.
my one question is, why is this Shakespeare so present? I like, what's that? Just I don't know. What's that necessary?
Because it's a British thing.
Is it really?
Yeah, he was British.
Oh,
What are you talking about?
listen, I don't really care about him, so
That's okay. I would like everyone to know my favorite Shakespeare play is A Midsummer's Night Dream.
what's it about?
It's very fruity, and also it's like instead of like it's a drama like all of his plays, but it's like not sad drama. It's hilarious. Like there's a guy that's turned into a donkey by fairies.
I'm sick. I haven't said that in
If
a
you
while.
hear guy gets turned into donkey by fairies, oh, and then they put a spell on like a fairy queen to like make it so the first person she sees she falls in love with, and I think it's like supposed to be this thing where she sees this other guy fairy so that he become the fairy king and whatnot. But instead, accidentally, first person she sees when she wakes up is donkey guy.
Oh my god.
So it's a man
If
who's a
I know
donkey.
how it's gonna be written, and if it wasn't written like that, I would read it.
It is very funny. I love it.
Well, now I know
So
about two Shakespeare-related things instead of just one. Don't you love
I love it for you.
educating me?
I know, right? So
You've educated me more than any of the teachers I've ever had. How does that make you feel?
happy because it's a good play. Georgia gets Rudy and Sunil's help to do typical rom-com, big gesture to apologize to Jason, and they make up. Jason, she explains to him everything and what actually happened, and he accepts her sexuality instantly. And platonic hand holding, very sweet. We love it. Okay.
Yes, I agree.
they tried to apologize to Pip, but Rooney instantly
I
or
think
ends
it's a
up running
little
away
rude that no one
crying.
wants to hold my hand, romantically or platonically.
I'd hold your hand platonically. I'd even swing your hand while I hold it
Do you
platonically.
love me or something? Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
They tried to apologize to Pip, but Rooney ends up running away crying and is self-sabotaging. Sleeping with random people again, all
And
this fun stuff.
Rooney makes me so sad. Like, bestie, just, I'll pay for your therapy. I'll pay for everybody's therapy in this book, okay?
Okay. They do a big gesture for Pip. There's also like this thing where you can have like campus spouses and whatnot. And so she proposes. Georgia campus spouse proposes to Pip with I think a gondola and Moulin Rouge on your song.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready for the Star Wars reference? Okay, here's the thing. The person who sings your song, Moulin Rouge, is Ewan McGregor. And Ewan McGregor plays Obi-Wan Kenobi in the
Fucking
prequels.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
My favorite man. Okay, he's just like he's great. He falls off of things and then jumps back up and says hello there and fights General Grievous. I also love General Grievous. He's my favorite bad guy in the Star Wars cinematic universe. I'm about to piss off. I just pissed off so many Star Wars elitists. No one likes General Grievous except for me. But how
Do
am
you
I not
think
supposed to
any
like him?
bitches who watch and like Star Wars are listening to this goddamn podcast about this
No, definitely not this
book,
far in.
about this fucking asexual character? No, they're fucking not.
But I think about this reference that I was like, I gotta make this reference for the Loveless episode at least once a week. I hope you know. But yeah, no, General Grievous is like this robot with like 6 arms, and he's like uses each arm to swing a lightsaber. It's very cool. Okay, I really like it, and also just Obi-Wan
Yeah.
Kenobi's really cool in the prequels. I love him, and also Ewan McGregor, very hot, very hot. So when I learned he was like the hot love interest in Moulin Rouge, I was very happy.
Let's see, I love you, but like I don't get it. I don't understand it.
It's
I don't
fine.
want to understand it.
So Pip and
I
Georgia end up.
support you either way. Like, Jarek has been hyperfixated on fucking taskmasters, and like, do I you know what I'm saying? Care? No, but it makes her happy. Therefore, I will let her speak about it
Okay.
because I love her.
Pip and Georgia are now college wives. And she comes out to Pip. Pip and Rooney almost bang. But then Rooney runs away, and
No,
then
their short story is literally about that. It goes more in depth, and I'm like, oh my god.
yep. And then Rooney runs away.
Like, it's so gay. It's so
Yep.
gay.
And it's like the day of the play too, and everyone's like freaking out trying to find her. And so Georgia's like this whole scene where Georgia's running after her, trying to find her, trying to track her phone, anything.
This was so stressful. I was like, oh my
trying
god,
to find
yeah,
her,
George
being
is so
like,
right, she's dead or something.
yeah, and she's like, oh my god, I spent all this time trying to focus on like my romantic relationships and whatnot that went nowhere. When like friendships are more important. I care more about her than I've cared about anyone. She is my person, like all this stuff. I got to find her. And eventually she does find her. Like Rooney's like walking in the same area, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I came back to find my phone." It's like also a thing where like Rooney will like forget her key card to their dorm and whatnot, and so we'll just be sitting outside in the
Oh my
snow for
god,
hours,
yeah.
wearing basically nothing.
Yeah, that was so scary.
So like she's freaking out that she's did something similar and whatnot.
Yeah, the whole thing was like, oh my god, she's dead. Oh my god, this. Oh my god, that. And then she's like, no, she's not dead. She's not dead. Oh my god, she's dead. I'm like, yeah, I get
valid. Yeah. Rudy admits she wants to be George's person in a platonic way. It's very sweet. They go to do the play.
I
Pip
love
and Rudy.
that part. The fact she went and got Georgia flowers too, like.
Yeah. Pip and Rooney are officially a couple, and they decide to rent a place together as a group the next year. Because apparently that's a normal thing in England land when you go to university, is that like sophomore year you actually rent a house together.
That made me so emotional.
And that's the book. I read it.
I enjoyed it. It was too relatable, respectfully.
It was a good book. I want to read. I don't know if you've read it, so you can tell me if I'd like a Summer Bird Blue.
I think you would like it. It's heavy on the grief aspects.
Oh, so I'm gonna fucking ball my eyes out because you know how that
Yes.
shit affects me nowadays. Oh, okay,
Yes.
cool. Oh no.
It's very nice. Jerica enjoyed it a lot too.
Yeah. No, I know it's like one of the because I remember you telling me to look up things about it because you didn't want to look up things about it to get spoiled. So you were like, "Hey, look up things about it to see if it's good representation." And then Alice Osman went, "Hey, it's one of my favorite asexual books." So
It was very good,
because
and
Alice
it's the
Osman
same
is
author of
asexual.
Snowfish. So
That's another thing that I don't like.
Snowfish.
Starfish. Alice Osman has talked about how this book is very reminiscent of her actual experiences, realizing her sexuality as an aro ace person, and whatnot, which like really makes you think.
They're so valid.
Do you need a hug consensually? Because like, girl, are you okay?
Listen, look at everything.
She is written.
Yeah, she needs a hug. Something. I'll pay for her therapy. Like,
I think she can pay for her own therapy at this point, but
listen.
she's got that Netflix money now.
I don't know.
But yeah, that was this book. It's good soup.
Yes, I agree. Good
I
soup.
have issues in the first half with the way certain characters react or things they say, especially Rooney, just because personal experiences. But other than that, these books are really good. Like I do highly recommend it. And it is a very good glimpse of what it's like understanding your sexuality in general. Like if you're anywhere on the spectrum of gayness, like trying to figure out, hey, is this me? But also a very good glimpse of what it's like living your life as an asexual
that part
person.
was painful. Like when she had like the self-hating breakdown part, that was painful.
Oh yeah, no, that was not fun. My heart go pitter patter.
I'm pretty sure I was like punching the air at some point.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Because Georgia is so anxious and so hard on herself, and like I just need a pat her on her head because oh my god, the fact I don't own Loveless is so sad. The fact I don't own any more Alice Oseman is sad. They're on my wish list if you perchance want to buy me one for Christmas. Oh, it's look out February.
Buy it for you for Romance Month.
Or Gay Month. You know?
Or Gay Month.
Or both.
This was originally supposed to be a Gay Month episode. Yeah, I'm thinking of trying this one, the friendship episode. Or the one about friendship. Hilariously, I would like to know exactly 1 week after this episode goes out, Pride and Prejudice goes out.
Ugh.
I'm never gonna shut up about this goddamn movie, and you better realize it.
I know. Especially, I don't want to watch it. Like,
I'm gonna sit you down. I'm gonna force you to watch that 2-hour goddamn movie.
I support you in all your interests, but I just don't care.
I would like you to know the sexual tension is palpable. You will sit there and you will watch it and you will have a good time. And I will try my hardest not to quote the movie the whole entire time.
That's why you just have to mute yourself the whole time. So you can
I'm probably gonna be muting myself because literally the ending, I do cry every fucking time. And I've watched it 13 times this year. Also, it's currently free on YouTube. And I was like, oh my god, I need to watch it. Then I went, bitch, you own it. I bought it for myself this year for Romance Month, so.
Sorry, sometimes I just think about the fact that I have a hardback and a paperback copy of The Wicker King, and then I have Wicker King socks, and I just just sit there for a moment. I'm like, life is good, life is perfect.
Sometimes I think about how.
Anything more.
Sometimes I think about how I have to wait for the 3rd book in the Legendborn universe, but there's going to be a 4th book.
I don't even want to read the second one now because then I have to wait for 2 more books. The last time I read a book that you're like, oh yeah, the sequel hasn't come out yet. It got pushed back.
Yeah, I know.
I'm in your walls still about that. I can't believe you made me read Iron Widow. I hate you.
called Oathbound. Oh my god, I'm gonna kill myself. I forgot that the third Legendborn book doesn't come out until 2025.
What the fuck?
I gotta kill myself. I can't do
Why
this.
is it coming out in 2025?
Because she I saw on Threads, she threaded about how the process of writing is a lot of work. A lot of research goes into it for obvious fucking reasons. And whatnot. And so the process of writing takes a long time. Also, there are like all 500 plus pages. And initially it was supposed to be the last book, but then it got extended to be 4 books in a series. So she had to change some things around. So because like it makes more sense because then she has more space to do the things that she wants to do, but that means she has to change things around and whatnot, and write more scenes and rewrite scenes. And I think she's talking about how she's just starting the first round of basic edits and how it takes like a good few months to do that because it's so long and so much research and whatnot. That's
Why
why.
would you do this to me?
So it's like, imagine the time that if she's just starting the first round of edits now, and then there's like the second round of edits and probably a third set
Hey,
of
Betsy, I have
edits.
a question.
Huh?
When are you going to work on
Shut the
your
fuck
book?
up. So that's like
I
6.
will literally get you if you don't write at least 2 sentences this fucking month. 2 sentences. That's all I'm asking you for.
I still haven't checked if there's an updated version that I have to send you.
There is one.
I know there is, because there's no way I stopped in the middle of the chapter. I know for a fact. So imagine like 6 months for just editing, and then there's 6 months on top of that for the publishing and printing and making the cover and all that stuff that has to happen as well. So beginning of 2025.
I really need to edit because it's December and January is not ready when it should be.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I have to go read books.
Okay, I also have to read book.
Imagine reading books in this household.
I know.
Okay, bye. I love you.
Love you.
I'm keeping our love yous because it's the friendship episode. I'm gonna cut out all those like 20 minutes of us just talking, and I'm gonna keep in the love yous because friendship.
Love how we didn't even close it off officially. We're just like, love you.
I should. I mean, I mentioned that the next week's episode is Pride and Prejudice. You want me to actually close off this episode?
No, we're done.
Okay. So the next episodes are Mistakes Were Made, which is a lesbian romance. If I remember properly, reading the synopsis makes me go, "Mommy." So we should have a good time. Yes.
Yeah.
And then the one after that is the one where I force the fish to read, or not read. I will not force you to read Pride and Prejudice. Force the fish to watch Pride and Prejudice, 2005 Joe Ray edition.
Keep reading any Jane Austen. Thank you.
Listen, the way you're forcing me to read a Jane Austen in January, but okay, that's fine. It's okay. But yes, I will force the fish to watch it. I've watched it like 13 times this year in 2023, so it's fine. And we will have a good time. By we, I mean I, and then Fish will just sit there for 2 hours being like, what the fuck?
Real.
So, you know good times.
Cat.
And that is that. If you're watching this on YouTube, there should be a playlist with all the February episodes as they come out, because we're doing double episodes, and each time we do that, I make a whole entire
playlist of the ones I took.
I will for January, because there will be multiple.
Add the other ones I did in too.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
But up above the cards, if you're watching on YouTube, I will have the playlist. I tend to do that for double episode months and whatnot. I'd also put like similar episodes there, so good times. And yeah, that's that. You already heard me saying goodbye to the fish where I said I love you, so I'm just gonna stop the recording now.
Okay.
Just your okay. Bye, bitch.
Bye.